Last week, I got an interview for a dream internship with a professional hockey team. I went on the official site and found someone who had an important title and emailed him and called him every day even though I got his voicemail, until one day I received a call back. I was granted an interview and I was on cloud 9. I went out and bought a suit, I worked on my resume, I googled the interviewer and was prepared, all the 7 P's, right? During the interview he asked me what my experience was in the sports media and public relations field. I said, I don't have any, sir, but I'm willing to do anything and everything to be a sponge and learn for free. He asked me if I had a college degree. I said, sir, I've been going to night school for the last 2 years working on my associate's degree. School's been tough while still being active duty in the Marines, but I've been working hard on my degree and will continue to. He then asked to see my resume, which I could tell by the look in his face he wasn't impressed. I said, sir, I've been a Marine since I was 18. I served 3 tours in Iraq. I've had more responsibility than anyone just walking out of college with a fancy degree. I've been in charge of lives and got them home safe. Greg, it seemed as if he didn't even care. He told me with my lack of experience in the industry, no fancy college degree, and a weak resume, he just didn't have an internship to offer me. I shook his hand, thanked him for his time, and walked out. When I got home and I looked in the mirror, I saw failure. I saw a dream come to reality and realized it might just be that, a dream. Hard for me to read this, guys, because it's a trip down memory lane for me and shit I've gone through. Greg, how do I move past this? How do I become successful as a civilian when all I know is the military? Right now I lost my confidence and my fear of it. If I get out, I would feel failure would take over. I know you were a company commander, you were in the Rangers, and you got out and succeeded. Can you offer me any advice, words of wisdom, put some confidence back in me? Thank you for everything you provide on your site. You make us all winners. Anonymous, U.S. Marine. It sucks reading that. It's not fair. This guy's got more heart, more dedication. He's gone through adversity more times than anyone coming out of college ever has. Real life principles, policies, problem-solving techniques applied when it really mattered. Not for spreadsheet analysis, but for life and death. And a businessman who isn't half the fucking man he is, interviewing him, says I can't offer you a position. Fucking bullshit. That's life. It's not supposed to be fair. It's not supposed to be an easy sell of it. It's the challenges of it that make it worthwhile. It's the memories. It's the feeling of despair. How you got nothing left and no one's around to help and you're at the bottom of the barrel. That feeling so ingrained and so depressing that it flips the coin on itself and turns into the fuel, the internal drive, the motivation to see something through, to get out of that shitty situation. Where success is the greatest form of revenge. When someone says no and you say yes, and even though you get beat down, one day you rise above it. So much so that you're looking down on that motherfucker, but you don't say anything, because actions speak louder than words. Knowing how you felt at one time, knowing how you feel now. One of the beautiful highs of life. From dark to light, from unknown to fame. I was growing up with sports and stuff. My dad was a huge athlete, and I was always playing competitive sports since I was 3 years old. I remember, wrestling and stuff. Before the match and stuff, he'd come and talk to me and stuff. You ready? And it's like the state championship or something. Everything's riding on it and everything else. And he's like, "How you feeling? How you feel?" I'm like, a little nervous. And he just fucking chewed me out.
He's like, what the fuck are you nervous for? He goes, I don't know, I was nervous. Oh, he goes, explain that, I don't understand that. I don't know, Dad, I'm fucking nervous, man. What are you nervous for? I'm nervous, maybe what if I lose? There you go. He goes, you won't lose. I go, okay, whatever, man, get away, I don't have time for this right now. He goes, shut up. And he goes, this is the reward right now. This is where you get to show it all off. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, hours and hours, to the late hours of the night, thousands of them been on that mat wrestling, in the weight rooms, lifting, running, training and training and training. And you get to take all those hours, put them all together, and explode them on the motherfucker on the other side of the mat tonight. This is where you get to show them all off. It ain't time to be nervous, it's time to be excited. Time to be pumped up. And you get to grab all that ability you've been training so hard, and you get to show it off. If you're nervous right now, it's because you didn't put the time in the past, to make the moment today, the present, forever. That's the only time you can be nervous right now. It's when you didn't do the work. You have an untrained ability, colliding with an opportunity, and you're nervous because you might fail, because you didn't put the work in. Whew. That's the kind of father I had. Man.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it. It's bullshit. If it can be better, fix it to make it better. If it's okay but could be better, it's as good as broken. A neighbor came by the other day when I'm doing this construction, and you're hearing the noise, and he comes walking his dog. This neighbor's a nosy motherfucker. Always, every time he wants to see something going on, he brings those fucking dogs around and comes knocking on the door like he just happened to be in the neighborhood. Bullshit. Nosy motherfucker. I like the guy, but you know, right place at the right time for this guy. And for some reason, he's always showing up the wrong place at the wrong time. He comes in and he's like, hey man, so what you doing here, man? I'm like, well, you know, I'm ripping fucking walls out, man. I got rid of the fireplace and fucking ripped that wall out, moved the doorway, dropped the ceiling down. And he goes, why? Why, man? Why? Well, it was good, man. It was good. Yeah, it was, but it could be better. He didn't understand that. He's like, all this detail in the ceiling, man. Well, I don't understand it, you know. It's no one even sees the ceiling. I go, you don't see the ceiling, but for me, man, I'm always looking up. And so when I look up, I want to see some fucking detail. So I put the work in that. I know this project here, about 3 days, man, is a fucking disaster. There's dust everywhere. The dogs are scared to come in here. There's noise. I'm living in fucking shit. But that's fine. I accept that. It doesn't bother me because I'm not living in this. I'm working in this. Living in what it's going to be. The transformation, and will always get worse before it gets better. I started with something that was acceptable. It was okay. It was good. I'm putting work in now, destroying. It looks like shit for something that's going to be great. Something the neighbor can't quite see. He'll come by in a couple weeks once it's done and polished, and he'll be like, wow, wow. Whoa, I see it now, man. Good job. Looks good now. Isn't that our life? Isn't that our life? One can see a betterment and another can't. So he puts the work in that most people call crazy. They say, what are you doing, man? You're out of your mind. Well, I don't understand what you're doing all this for. You know, it doesn't make any sense. But the person inside believes it. Fuck what they say. I don't care what they think. Their opinion doesn't pay my fucking bills, so why do I give it any value? I'm going to stay the fucking course I believe in. And what I believe in is a transformation in this. All these hiccups, all the sawdust, when I knocked the fireplace out, dealing with the natural gas and the framework of the electricity back there wasn't what I was expecting. But it's nice, because once I did that, I looked at it, evaluated, applied what I've learned in the past in construction to this to find a better solution. And guess what? The framework, the design of it is even going to be more enhanced now. I want the problem now solved into a betterment of what it's going to be. It's going to be cool. I'm learning from it. And don't think that these principles right here in construction don't apply outside this room. When I have problems in relationships, or careers or anything else. Don't think the problem-solving techniques here aren't equated there. And the same fundamental system of success. Don't think that I look at the dust and everything in here the same way I look at the sweat equity in the gym. The transformation for betterment. Knowing it gets worse before it gets better. Accepting that. Welcoming it, because through that effort is the glue of transformation of something solid to be remembered upon. Once you've transformed your body, you found value in what you're doing every single day to create the end states. You got lost and fixated on the mission at hand every day. And every day you did it and did it and did it and did it. Never even looked for it. And one day you popped up for some air and looked and oh my God, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And fucking hey, there you are, standing in the mirror, people taking pictures of you and stuff. Want to put you on covers and campaigns and all stuff. This money's coming in. Wow, you're like, holy shit, what happened? Because you stood for something. You had character. You walked what you taught. And here you stand, fat fucker to now motherfucker of inspiration. That wasn't a quick fix, that was years in the making. And through those years, it wasn't about, now that you got some money, your most valuable asset is the perseverance you learned along the way. Which is now also bled over to all theaters of life to make you more successful in your relationship, in your business career, and everything else. But let's say that business career now all of a sudden, because you love this so much, like Jobs did, and Buffett did, they love what they did. Now I want to do that every day. I want to wake up every day and do what I love. How fortunate is that? Oh, you must be so lucky to be able to do such a task that you love every day, because most people hate their job. Bullshit. Those are the servants of the world. You do not have to be that person. You can unleash that layer of society's paralysis and become the motherfucker you knew you could be. No one's going to give it to you. No one's going to give you the encouragement for it. You got to find it from within. The belief of your fucking self. The rewards, man. It's game changer. Game changing. Not just for you. People you can impact. It's more valuable than any financial return. More valuable than checks I'm gonna write you. Because no one does it, man. No one does it. Words like integrity and honor and discipline, character, they're lost in society. Because this journey right here where you feel the pain will rob you of doing any other fucking journey. Because you don't want to feel it again. You don't want to feel the dismay, the internal fucking negativity anymore. You will rob yourself of achieving any more paths. You will settle. You will sell your most valuable asset in a heartbeat to the highest bidder, because you know you aren't worth shit and you're worth so much fucking more. And the more you push past that fucking pain to feel the exhilaration of what that pain really delivers, then you find the value of who you are. I think then you start to really build who the fuck you are. And in doing so, you figure out what life's about. And, cliches, yeah, well, life you live, yeah, I say that shit, but that's real, man. Don't say it's not real. It's only not real to someone who just goes by what society says. The status quo. I'm sitting here talking to you guys, with, to a camera. But don't think I don't see every one of you past this. Don't think I don't see myself, who I was, and my own fucking fears of where I am now and where I want to go. And don't think I don't fucking thank God for all that pain prior to be strong enough to face my biggest challenge to come, which is coming, man. And I look forward to it. I fucking do.
The gut check, man. If it happens because you're not prepared. And if it happens, you'll never fucking win it. A gut check's bullshit if you have the belief inside of where you're going. Gut check is just a necessary welcoming down payment, man.